In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to do the jumbo fans, and these fans are actually quite significant in size, and will make your project go really fast. Now you'll notice with these jumbo fans, there's actually one side and another, and the fans are always created in the same direction, therefore they look uniform on either side. So both sides of the blanket or the afghan will look different because of that fact. So one of the lines, you're going to be creating all your fan shaping, and then the next line that you'll do is all the lines in between, which is kind of like your mini holiday. So you have your labor intensive fans, and then your mini holiday, and then your labor intensive fans again. So let's get started. The jumbo fan consists of 12 stitches, so it takes 12 stitches to go from one side of the fan to the other. So no matter what you want to do, you want to keep it in groups of 12. So let's start on with the hook. We don't count that one, so let's count the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So there's your first one there. So if you want another one, just keep going and just go your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So just keep going to get to the length that you want, and at the very end, please add 1. So at the very end, please add 1, and that will get you started. So go as long as you want to, and we're going to show you in the next few steps on how to get what you see. Okay, so now we're going to begin going back in the other direction. This is probably the hardest row of them all, is getting it all started up. So we want to go second from the hook. So this is 1, and this is the second, right? So we're just going to go back, and we're just going to wrap our material and go right into that stitch for a double crochet, pulling it through. Then you'll have 3 on your hook, then 2, and then 2. So now we need to establish the center point of these fans, and we're going to do that through quadruple crochet. So what we're going to do, let's wrap, wrap, and wrap, and wrap. So we're going to wrap that 3 times. So I would say wrap and wrap and wrap in my head. And we now want to count over to the 6 available. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's like, wow, what a long way to go, but that's just what we're going to do. And now we're going to just pull through 2, 2, 2, and 2. So we need to do that 13 times in that center point. So let's again do that. So wrap and wrap and wrap. So you can see that 3 times, going in, pulling the material through, and pull through 2, 2, 2, and 2. So continue to do that until you get 13 of them, and we'll just speed up the video for time savings, and just put this video on pause until you get to that point then. So let's get 13 of these bad boys done. So now we're going to begin to do our fan stitching going in the other direction, and we have already done up our 1 because I had to do it before, and now we're just going to go second from the hook. So not this one, but that one, and we're just going to wrap our material and double crochet into that stitch to start with. So now we're going to begin to do, well, I finished that, we're going to begin to do the actual fan shapes itself, and we need to concentrate on the center point of your material. So this is a quadruple crochet, so wrap and wrap and wrap, so you end up 4 on your hook before you jam it in. And now we're going to look for the 6 empty, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oops, shoot. So now we're going to begin, and we're just going to double crochet ourselves into the second from the hook. So not this one, but this one. So wrapping the material, going right into that first stitch, grabbing the material, pulling it through. Oh, sugar. So now we're going to start going in that direction. So we're going to just wrap our material and going into the very first stitch that we can find. So it's not this one, but obviously that one. It's the very first one, and we're going to double crochet ourselves into that spot. We're now going to start doing the fan shape, and so we have to count over to the 6th empty one. So let's wrap and wrap and wrap. So this is a quadruple crochet, and now grabbing the chain, we're going to count, and got to count to the 6 empty ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So getting that, just stick your hook into the 6th stitch, and you notice I didn't let go of this hand so that it wouldn't unwrap. Grabbing it through, and now we're going to quadruple. So 2, 2. Okay, 2. So you just want to keep doing the 2s until you get right back to the end, like so. So let's do that again. So we're going to wrap and wrap and wrap. Okay, so you should end up with 4 on your hook before you go in, pulling your material through, and then 2, 2, 2, and 2. So you should end up with 4 2s in the end. So let's do it again. We'll wrap and wrap and wrap, going in, pulling it through, pull it through 2, 2, 2, and 2. So let's keep doing that. You need 13 of these in total. So this one is just the bottom chain, so you need to do a total of 13. So I'm going to skip ahead on the video, and I'll get my 13 done off camera, and then we'll meet back up where we'll do our next step. I have my 13 on here, and you'll notice that there is stress being applied to the very first chain, which you actually could lose a couple stitches in that stress point. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to just be able to adjust a bit. It actually looks like when you do this that you're actually missing 2 stitches, and you are. So when we go to count now, we're going to actually compensate for that by doing a fake count. So let's wrap our material and count over to the 4th empty one. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to double crochet ourselves into the spot. So we should have technically done more than that, but because this stress point is pulling up and around the U shape, it's hard to be able to get it right on. So I would suggest you fake it. So let's begin. We're going to do their next secondary fan, as you can see over here, and we're going to wrap and wrap and wrap. And again, I'm going to hold it with my finger, and we're now going to count to the 6th empty one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so when you're now looking at this, you want to make sure that you're going to have enough material on the end of your line. For example, if you're over here and you're putting in a 6, you know that if you go to do that this circle, it's actually going to be following off the line. So the first line, because of the stress of this particular pattern that I am teaching you, is that you may have to compromise right on the very first line. So that kind of sounds kind of unprofessional, doesn't it? But you know what, with crochet, things are what they are, and string doesn't always behave like it should. And yeah, so let's keep on going. We're going to do 13 of these bad boys again in the center point of this. So let's fast forward the camera again, and I'll meet you back up when we get our 13 done, and I'll show you how to finish off this line. Welcome back. We just finished the next fan. So technically you should have a 6 left in here in order to finish off, but you can see that the stress point of pulling around like that can cause that to be distorted. So just like we did before here, we put in a double crochet. We're going to finish off with the double crochet as well. So going into the very last stitch available, just go through 2 and 2, and then you can just finish that bad boy off. So it's very simple. You know, sometimes you have to improvise, and this is one of those stitches. So it kind of looks like it's malformed right now, but once we get the next rows up, you'll see that it will pull back together. And now that we're doing this kind of pattern, the next line is very simple when we're going across. So the fans will actually be all created in the same direction, therefore they'll all look uniform on both sides. So one side of your blanket will look different than the other because of that fact. So let's go on to your now just going to turn.